Hi, and welcome to the Van der Graaff station at the Festival of Health and Safety. So, there is a lot more health and safety considerations that I need to cover explicitly, as opposed to leaving it up to you guys to come up with. So, this is a Van der Graaff generator, and what it does is it generates a whole bunch of static electricity so that you can explore static electricity. Now, there are versions which you can actually connect to a power source. The version that we have here allows us to operate it manually but also electronically. I'll be demonstrating the manual operation of this piece of equipment. It's pretty cool. Now, when you do this in your lab, when you become a teacher, you'll want to pick a dry time of the year. So beginning of the year is not so good. If you've got air-conditioned labs, even better. Now, the reason why we chose this particular model is because number one, it can be operated manually, but number two is even with the manual operation, you build up a really, really nice static charge. So if you do intend to use the Van der Graaff generator with your students as a demonstration, then always test it beforehand, because some of the older models, which are drive-driven, power drive-driven, they aren't always successful at all times of the year, whereas we pretty much know this works without fail, even when it's pouring rain like today. Okay, so let's have a look at some of the safety features. So this model, we operate by cranking this handle, and I'll do that in a moment. Now, you've also got an earth. So whenever you want to discharge the bulb, so once you crank it, once you turn it on, to discharge, you always bring this wand, which is connected to the earth as part of the equipment, over to the bulb, and that will discharge. There'll be a slight crackle of lightning, but that will indicate it to charge. You can actually feel it as well, because you'll be able to sense that field around the bulb. So let's go ahead and have a look at some of the cool demonstrations that you can do. Okay, so what we've got here is just some doll's hair, which is kind of connected up like this. You can just grab any old Barbie doll or any old doll that's hanging around, which has that fine wispy hair. So here's just a little bit of hair. Make sure that you tease it out just to make sure that the effect is even more dramatic, okay? So let's have a look at what happens here. Now, in the good old days, we used to use students for this purpose. So generally, you know, it would be one of the girls in the class with longer hair. You tee them up the day before to actually make sure that they wash their hair. So greasy, dirty hair doesn't work so well, so wash the hair. Another tip, if you are using a real student, is that discharge. Put your hands on the bulb itself, and then you can start things up. But you need to make sure that the student doesn't ever take their hands off the globe until it has been discharged. So generally what will happen is the student place their hands on the bulb, they'll bend over, shake their hair, loosen it up, pretend they're on a Pantene ad, put their hands on the globe, and away you go, okay? Now, the reason why we tend not to do that these days, and we tend to use fake doll hair, is because some students will have a pacemaker. And so any kind of electronics that are embedded within a person, do not use them during this demonstration. Make sure they stay well away from this kind of equipment. And even teachers as well, who are more likely to have pacemakers inside them, make sure that they don't come anywhere near this. For them, it's just for looking at, okay? So, the kinds of things that you can do is that you can charge it up and you can explore, for example, the effect of bringing the wand closer and further away. You can look at the effect of discharging the wand repeatedly, things like that. You can wave the wand to make the hair dance. There's a whole range of kind of cool and fun things that you can do. So that's one demonstration. Doll's hair, you can use a student, but be very, very careful. You don't want to end up in a disciplinary meeting with your head of department. Now, another cool demonstration that you can do is called the flying pie tins. So here we just got a bunch of small pie tins like this. We balance them on top as best we can, and then we crank. Hence the name of flying pie tins, okay? So, at this station, by all means, have fun with the doll's hair and a pie tin. Yes, go ahead and make Insta-worthy videos that you can upload. Make sure that that video eventually makes it into your portfolio as well. But don't forget about the health and safety features, which is the primary goal of today's stations. Have fun. Thank you.